Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we're doing a Let's Play Vladik Brutal in VR using UEVR, the Unreal Engine VR mod by Praydog. And I did get a free Steam key through the Steam Creator Connect program to review this game. I'm testing it out on the Meta Quest 3 using linked cable. This game just released yesterday. August 9th, I believe, 2024. It normally retails for $12. It's on a release sale 10% off. And I normally do not accept games that are not VR from my Creator Connect program, but I accepted this one because it looked really cool. I saw the gameplay, and then I saw a post on the Discord for Flat2VR saying that it worked in VR using UEVR, and it looked like a Half-Life inspired game, with obviously a Soviet Union retro look, maybe even post-apocalyptic view, post-nuclear war maybe, or maybe just a Chernobyl vibe. But it looked really cool, and so I wanted to try it out. I did lower the music volume because the music was just a little too loud. So, and I also made some changes in the video. There were some lighting issues, but I think I fixed them most of them just by taking off SSAO. So I think SSAO was the main culprit. But let's go ahead and let's start a new game. We're going to go on normal difficulty. Guys, you might want to try easy because even on normal, this is a brutal game. Now, it does start off very cinematic. So at the start, this is very much like Half-Life start to the game. And you're like in a Russian prison, and then you go to a lab for some testing. So it's pretty interesting.
Обстановка в стране довольно накаленная. Не надо делать из меня злобного диктатора. Надеюсь, вы сможете меня понять и встать на мое место. Да, я согласен, порой приходится действовать жесткой рукой. Но это для вашего же блага и для сохранения нашего экономического положения. Просто выполняйте свой гражданский долг, и все у нас будет замечательно в ближайшее время.
I mean, tell me that's not Half-Life. It definitely gives Russian Half-Life.
Всегда ори с толпой. Только так ты можешь быть в безопасности. Интересная цитатка.
Владян, да ты брось чушь эту читать. Слушай, у меня тут такая идейка. Короче, тебя как на работу отправят, ты сам же знаешь, тебе выдадут фонарик. Хрен знает, зачем его выдают. Но попробуй из этого фонарика вытащить одну батарейку и пронести незаметно. А я из этой батарейки сделаю зажигалку. Потом посидим, покурим. А то уже 100 лет не курил. Ну чё скажешь?
Эх, Гаврюха, Гаврюха. Деловой ты, деловой. А потом чё, меня из-за этой зажигалки к сроку прибавят? А оно мне надо, Гаврюх. Не, давай что-нибудь другое придумай.
Эх, понятно всё.
Кто из вас код 4-8?
Ну это я.
На выход.
Ну всё, Владян, удачи тебе. А ты, подумай, если чё, над моим предложением.
Now, I think the visuals look excellent, and I'm getting a steady 90 frames per second, and I have most of the graphical options on high. I mean, I did turn off some stuff, like I turned off volumetric fog, obviously.
Не подходи близко.
But this is definitely giving Half-Life vibes, definitely for sure. And like I said, it's a beautiful looking game in VR. I just need to figure out where to go, even though I've done this already. But let's go.
Держи дистанцию.
So I'm not gonna...
Ученый, это тебя надо выпустить. Так, сейчас разберусь. Подожди.
Не мешай спать.
Так, это сюда, это туда.
I don't think I have to say it. You know, the Half-Life inspiration is definitely there. I mean, it's undeniable.
Заключенный, держи дистанцию.
But yeah, this looks great in VR. Honestly, I think this dev should make official VR support because the game is basically already there. Now there was one major issue, but it is fixable. So the big issue is that the arms and the weapons are out of scale. But there is a fix already, and I've applied it to this game. The bad part is that you have to apply this fix each time. So it's one of those things where you have to memorize how to do it. But basically, you just edit some settings in UEVR before running the game, and then it'll... Oh, crap. We actually do have to go through there. Okay. Oh, man, we lost some health there. He gave us a good beating. But look at this. Even out here, it's still running at 90 frames per second. And there's a lot of graphical settings in this game, which I really like. A lot of developers don't do that. I don't know why, but this is a solo dev. I think the dev is from Russia. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's the case. And this is a solo dev who did this. And it's definitely a challenging shooter. So, not gonna lie, I have died a lot already in this game, and that's why I'm showing the game from the very beginning. Although I like the beginning, it's like I said, it's very cinematic. It definitely gives Half-Life vibes. It's also giving me some fear vibes, some fear. Obviously, some people will say Metro, Stalker as well. But to me, it's mostly Half-Life and some fear vibes as well. And there's some scary stuff that happens. The only shooter that ever scared me was fear. And I think this game. But it is challenging. But it might be a skill issue. So, and like I said, it's on normal difficulty. I might, for myself, for my ability, I might need to change that to easy. You can use motion controllers, by the way. They do work. But I had an issue where I started using keyboard and mouse to test it out, and then I wasn't able to switch out to motion controllers. So beware. I'm using motion controllers right now, and well, you see part of the problem there where my hand is. Now, normally I can't see it, but if I look around like this, you can see it looks wrong. I'm moving my head now, and now I'm moving my motion controller now. So you see, smooth turn, head turn. And I think there's a fix for this too, but I didn't do that fix. So there's a fix for that, for your arm sticking out like that, but I haven't applied it. So I only did the scale fix.
Заключенный, под номером 4-8. Пройдите в 5-й сектор. Не забудьте взять нужные предметы. Все необходимое заберите на столе для выдачи.
Итак, у вас код 4-8. Сейчас подождите. Ага. Вас зовут Владислав. Понятно. Вам выдали только фонарик и дозиметр? Ну хорошо. Проходите в дверь, сейчас открою.
That's actually over here.
Прежде чем пройти, я должен вас проверить на наличие оружия и прочих незаконных предметов. Подождите.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool start to the game. Like I said, it definitely reminds me of Half-Life.
Всё, вы полностью чисты. У вас
This game
ничего
is
нет.
rated very positively on Steam. It just released yesterday, and it has a ton of reviews. So a lot of people are really enjoying it, including myself.
Вас там ждут.
But like I said, it's definitely challenging, so beware. You know, if you're a casual player, maybe you won't enjoy it that much because it is challenging, although you might want to try the easy difficulty. But I'm on normal difficulty, and I'll keep trying this challenge unless I totally hit a wall. It might actually be better to use keyboard and mouse. I'm just saying because you have that extra little... And by the way, I played earlier with keyboard and mouse because that's usually how I prefer to play these games, even in UEVR. But I know a lot of people like to use motion controllers, so I'm using motion controllers right now, and it's just taking me a little bit to adjust. It's got a different sensitivity, so it just takes a little bit of while to get used to that. That's normal walking speed. You can run by clicking in the joystick, obviously. Where do we go? Do we go this way or that way? Up. I think we go over here. So it can be a little puzzling on where to go exactly. There's so many different ways to go. But I think we're going the right way. Yeah, we're going the right way.
Профессор, а вы играли в игру Half-Life?
Played the game Half-Life.
Что-то мне страшно, профессор.
Did you play the game Half-Life?
В той игре.
In Russia, we don't play Half-Life, we play
Но мы же не
Half-Life.
такие дебилы. У нас все под контролем.
Ну хорошо, профессор. Спасибо, что меня успокоили.
Весь персонал. Начинаем подготовку к тестированию. Всем приготовиться. Заключенный под номером 4-8. Спускайтесь вниз и ждите дальнейших указаний.
So obviously this solo developer, this is a love letter to Half-Life. But I will say it's much scarier. I mean, I was getting scared. I don't scare easily, and I was getting scared in this game. So, but yeah, it definitely has a start almost exactly like Half-Life 1 actually. A little bit of Half-Life 2 because it's got that where security guards are everywhere and they're directing your path, but it also has that accident, like Half-Life 1. Like I said, I am using motion controllers, but currently I don't have, I'm not using motion controls to pull it down. I'm using buttons. So I'm using it mostly as a gamepad, but obviously you can aim with your hand. So you're aiming with your hand. So if you have a gun, it's pretty immersive when you have a gun. Now, when you use melee, you're not swinging. You're using the face button to swing. So, but that can be fixed. Like all that stuff that can be added later on. This is early days, and this is just UEVR. Not a specific fix for this game. So, UEVR is pretty amazing what it can do without doing a specific fix for the game. And I'll put the instructions on the video description on how to fix the scale for the weapon and for the hand, which, like I said, it's a big issue. Otherwise, the hand and the weapon are too big. And if you don't do the fix, you'll see the problem right away that your hand and that any weapon that you hold is too big. So the crowbar looks humongous. If you don't use this fix, the handgun looks humongous, the AK looks humongous, and it's just out of whack, and it'll be difficult to see the screen when they're so out of whack with scale. So there we go. We got our crowbar, and I don't think we do it. I don't think we do anything else here. I think we just climb up. How do we climb up? Okay, there. So the climb button is actually on the left controller, which makes it a little difficult because I'm using the left joystick. So it can be. This is why I'm not a fan of using motion controllers. How do we crouch? Okay, this is how we crouch. Okay, you press down on the right joystick is how you crouch. How do we use our okay, there we go. Oh, I just noticed a big issue. The flashlight is facing the wrong way. Now, you don't have this issue with keyboard and mouse. Yeah, you don't have this issue with keyboard and mouse. Oh my god, what are you gonna do when... Wait. So yeah, the flashlight... Yeah, the flashlight needs work. It works perfectly with keyboard and mouse, so maybe you don't want to use motion controls. Like I said, I'm using motion controls, but I probably don't recommend it.
Блять, это что за хуйня?
So you see there, I wasn't actually swinging, I was just pressing a button. And I hear something. Okay, so there's a bigger problem with using motion controls. I think it's not aligned correctly. Yeah, it's not aligned correctly. You see where it's swinging? It's not swinging where it should be. Okay, I'm gonna stop using motion controllers. Motion controllers do not. Oh, I think even starting off with motion controllers might screw you over. Yeah. So I didn't have those issues before. So beware when you use motion controllers, it might mess up where stuff should be. And now this is totally messed up now. I don't know that this is playable right now, so maybe it's not playable with motion controllers. Earlier I was playing with keyboard and mouse and I did not have this issue. But we'll see. We'll keep playing. Maybe, but definitely the flashlight is wrong. So the flashlight was working perfectly with keyboard and mouse. It was shooting right ahead. I started using the motion controllers, and all of a sudden it was off by 90 degrees. Obviously, that's fixable. You could fix that as well within UEVR, but you don't even have to do that if you're using keyboard and mouse. So, yeah, I mean, the flashlight's kind of useless facing that direction. Okay, so some things are out of whack, but it still seems to be working fine. Okay, so it's still playable, but I definitely do not recommend. We might die here because we're going to be overrun by enemies, and since we're not exactly aligned correctly, it might make it a little too difficult. We'll see what happens. Okay, there we go. We survived. We got a little health from killing some of the enemies. That's what kept us alive. Alright, so we just gotta be careful. Now, there is radiation over there, and radiation will harm you a lot, so beware. Want to stay away from any radiation that you see. And what we're going to do is we're going to switch weapons here. And there are some very, very dangerous enemies. We'll see if we're aligned correctly. So, yeah, I don't see the aim down sights, which is weird. Yeah, I don't see my weapon at all. I don't know if it's shooting correctly. So I wasn't having these issues when I was only using keyboard and mouse, but I am having issues when I started using the motion controller and then switched to keyboard and mouse. So beware. And if you haven't noticed, I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared. And I only knew she was there because I've done this game, so I played it. Oh, we definitely want to get, again, radiation. Radiation will kill you real quick. So the good news is that gun sights are accurate even if this issue happens to you, but definitely the flashlight not facing the right direction, I think is a big issue. So my advice is not... Oh, crap. My advice, do not use motion controls unless you figure out how to have them correctly aligned. So, like I said, there might be a fix. In fact, I'm pretty sure there is a fix. But if you don't want to deal with those issues, just use keyboard and mouse, and you won't face those issues at all. But you'll still have to fix the scale of your arms and weapons because they'll be too big by default. So that's really the only fix that you need to do. Yeah, and I died. I got into some radiation. There was an explosion, and then I got some radiation. Okay. So, yeah. So, my advice is definitely, unless you want to tinker with UEVR, you may not want to play with motion controllers. And there might be an easy fix, but apparently, since it worked fine with me with keyboard and mouse when I tested it out earlier, I didn't even bother to look. The only thing I knew I had to fix was the scale of your arm and weapon. That is an easy fix, but you have to do it each time before you start with UEVR, so that can be a little bit annoying. But I'll put in the video description how to fix the scale for the arm and for the weapon. And for right now, I recommend playing with keyboard and mouse to avoid the issues with, as you saw, the flashlight was facing one direction that it shouldn't, and your arms and weapons weren't rendering, but maybe that's not a problem. Like I said, the weapon sight was still working perfectly. So, anyways, I'm Fast Lawyer. This has been my Let's Play. Vladik Brutal in VR using UEVR. I mean, I'm really liking this game. Like, it's got a ton of positive reviews, and I can see why. Because it's definitely, like, Soviet, cyberpunk, Fallout, post-apocalyptic, Half-Life vibes, and yeah, it's pretty scary as well. Like I said, it was giving me some fear vibes as well. It's by a solo developer. It's pretty cheap. Like I said, it's $12 normally, and with the sales a little over $10. And yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It is challenging though, so beware. Anyways, I'm Fast Lawyer. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.